My name is Michael. I was an Army brat, so I was born in Wisconsin. Growing up in the military life, a lot of moving around, and just the way things went with my mom and my dad, it was pretty hard for us. When my parents split up, I was running away a lot because me and my dad and my brother, we all didn't get along. Things started looking up. I got my license. I was about to start my senior year. And, my mom came and told me I was moving. And it was very hard starting over. And I'm dealing with, my mom's future husband and a lot of tension at the house. And it put me on a path of destruction for about 15, 16 years. I wanted to be happy, I wanted to feel good, and that's when drugs and alcohol came into play. When I dropped out, I got introduced to cocaine. I was on a tear. That's all I wanted was to run off and do cocaine and not think about anything. I had nobody I could trust, I didn't have no friends. But it was tough. I met my son's mother in 2001. We got a place on our own with a couple of our friends. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't have a job. We didn't know how to take care of our bills. And it just turned everything into a really unstable situation. I ended up getting her pregnant. We had a son in 2002. So after we got evicted, we moved into her parents' house. She ended up changing her whole life, totally left out that type of lifestyle we were living. I got a job through my stepfather, and I finally felt like I found something that I could connect myself to. Got to the point where I moved my family into an apartment. And I made a choice that I guess put me in a situation where my stepdad wasn't happy. I took out our boat, and I get a call one day and my stepdad told me that I need to go out to the police station and explain my situation with the police. And he just piled up a bunch of nonsense because he was still angry. Next thing you know, he tells me I'm arrested. I was deflated again. I lost everything. I'm gone for over a year. In the process of graduating from the institution, it was a rehab base. My friend knew where I was and showed up one day, and we started talking. And she thought it would be a good idea that I move into her place, that she would help me get on my feet. During that time, every week I would go to this aftercare, and then me and my buddies would meet in town and we'll play pool. I knew I had to work one day, so I didn't want to stay long, but I had one drink. After that, I don't remember nothing. I blacked out, got in the car, and I guess I took the police on a high-speed chase for quite some time, and hatchet finally came down and they gave me 2 years. In 2008, when I got released, I knew I needed help, so I reached out to some programs. I thought if I focused on my mental health instead of the drugs, then I could get the help that I needed. I didn't get it. I went to a couple places and they kept saying that, well, we don't think you need that. But my life was just so chaotic and it wasn't stable. I had no discipline. I was just getting by. I graduated good college, got a good chef job. I was doing all the right things as far as my career. I felt like things were okay. You know, I've been out of trouble for a while, but I was still going through some binging issues. I had a plan to get out of the restaurant business because I knew that was keeping me away from my kids. I meet the guy that rehabbed my mom's house. We kind of connected because he did some time. 4 months into working with this guy, I get pulled over. He's like, yeah, non-compliance. My boss takes out my child support every week. 3 full months. I didn't have one child support payment go through. He kept it for himself. I'm in a hole so deep, I can't trust nobody. I just felt lost. So I get addicted to heroin. I've got no money, but the drugs I need. I went to rehab to get my screening done. They denied me, so I did what I knew what to do. I robbed a bank. 3 times. I kept robbing the bank until they got me off the street. I knew I was going to prison for a while, but I didn't care. I knew I was gonna die or I was gonna go to prison. That was my only 2 options. Prison was not where I needed to be because they sent me to a place where I shouldn't have been. I was scared for 7 years. I didn't need prison. I didn't need to be in a dangerous environment. I needed help. I needed programs. I needed therapy. I finally got to the halfway house, and I knew once I got to that point, I was good. Had to do about 6 months in there. Thankfully, I had a decent case manager, and she says, hey, why don't you go check out CityLink? Man, as soon as I came in here, I knew I was home. So when I first came here, they sat with me and said, okay, what program you want to do? Construction.
When I met Michael, I was actually at his construction interview. And so as we were talking, he was sharing his goals with me about wanting to be full-time in a stable career in construction. Habitat for Humanity leads the construction training program at CityLink, and it's a 6-week training to help someone get all of the skills that they need to start their career in construction.
They teach you basic knowledge, your basic tools, things I didn't even know about. I've worked on plenty of job sites.
They bring employers on site to interview with the graduates so that they know what their career options are even before graduation.
Getting out of prison, I didn't have my license, and that was one of the main requirements to have while completing this program, because if you don't have a license, we can't really set you up with the job. The 2 companies I want to interview told me they won't interview with me because I definitely don't have my license.
A lot of times you don't realize how crucial a driver's license is to construction. When Michael shared that he needed his driver's license, we worked hard and we worked fast so that he can have it before the end of his training.
They connected me with the guy named Bob. So we contacted all the courts. They said, all right, well, if you get this paid, we'll meet you halfway. So Danny talks to this other company and explains. She said that they're not really hiring, but I did get you a sit down with A&A. He liked what I had to say, and he said, you know what? You get yourself situated. I'm gonna talk to a couple of my guys. We'll get a hold of you. We got it set up to where I'll take a driver's course, because if you take the driver's course, you could use their car. I get my appointment set up because we paid for it. They had guaranteed that they were gonna take me, but they didn't tell me the issues about the timing. Danny and Claire get together, they get to talk, and they say, you know what? You keep that appointment, I'm picking you up, I'm taking you myself. You can use my car. Hardly know this lady, and she's allowing me to drive her car without her being in it. They didn't give up again. They knew that something good was gonna come of this. So, I got my license. I don't have a car yet, but they told me they got a program called Changing Gears. So they get me hooked up with them. They had two options. They said you could either finance a car, or if you have a job letter, that will hook you up with a car. They give you 2 months off. You ain't gotta do nothing for 2 months. They pay for the insurance. Man, it was like the day I got my license, it was like within that 24 hours, I had my license, I had a job, and I had a car. That was a lot of steps closer to being stable. Since I've gotten a job and started working, that car has been my lifesaver. And if I didn't have that car, I didn't know where I would be. If I didn't have CityLink, I don't know where I would be. You know, I'm in my own place because of CityLink. I got a job because of CityLink. I got my license. I got my car. I'm stable.